theatrical experience. So we're really glad to have him here. I want to thank A24 for all their work to make this series happen and our Marty Supreme screenings. If you can give A24 a big round of applause. Thank you, as well as always to our amazing staff and volunteers, and our projectionist Jared up in the booth. Talk about two of the greatest films you can ever see on the big screen, Dune Part 1 and Part 2, with the second one being on 70 millimeters. So we're so excited for that. Lastly, I just want to thank our amazing American Cinematheque members in the audience. You really make this possible. This is a members-only screening, so we get all of you in the same room where we can say thank you. I think a lot of you are new to the American Cinematheque. We're a nonprofit that does over 1,600 screenings a year across our 3 amazing venues here at the Arrow and at the Los Angeles 3, and that's all thanks to your support. So a heartfelt thank you to our members. Yes. And without further ado, we have some special guests. So it is my great pleasure to welcome our special guest host. He is the director of the 2 films you're about to see. Let's welcome the one and only Denis Villeneuve.
Welcome. I think it's going to be a long night, so I will waste no time to introduce my dear friend who was nominated for, just nominated for an Academy Award, for a BAFTA, and won a Critics' Choice and a Golden Globe for Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet. You have to understand that for both of us, it's very weird to do a Q&A together.
First time, here we go, first time. Oh, Denis in the Marty jacket, come on. What?
Bon, here we go. We'll try to do a really Q&A for you guys because they are here for both movies. And the second one will be screened in a 70 millimeter.
Tonight, yep, here we go.
Awesome. That means honestly, when I've been told that the movie was screened tonight, we thought that both of us that the theater would be empty because of the Super Bowl. But you guys are here. Thank you so much. Yes. So, if you try to achieve excellence, they are aiming for excellence. They want to be the best at what they do. And is it something? And you said yourself, you express publicly this idea that goal, that's something that you share. And do you think that those characters, you can even say that Paul attributes to is in some regard someone that wants to reach excellence, and it is something that you think that your role that you choose in the past, in the recent years, from is unconscious or conscious that you are driven to role that the characters that were aiming for that?
No, I think it's, in large part, it's trying to work with amazing directors like yourself, you know, and it's been by happenstance. I think Paul Atreides is in the same group, but I think his destiny is bestowed upon him. He's resisting it, at least in the first first 2 films you guys will see tonight. I can't wait for everyone here to see this Part 3 we cooked up over the summer. It's cooking right now, and we're backstage. I was trying to find out what ingredients are going in the stew. Typically mysterious, and this is a very surreal experience to be up here. I got tremendous respect for Denis. We were backstage. I told him it feels preposterous for you to ask me questions. I had a whole list of questions on my phone, and this man truly changed my life. And
stop it.
No, it's true, man. Absolutely, and I really look at a complete unknown, Marty Supreme and Dune Part 3. I did those in 16 months or something, and that's a fact. You can check that. And a complete unknown in Marty Supreme without the experience I had on Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2, and a little more cynically, without the success of those films, they don't get greenlit budget-wise, whatever. And the experience I had on those, there's no Dune Part 3, at least for me, as an experience that we had. And I don't want to say too much about it, you know. But it was, I had a magical experience with Denis this summer, and I'm very grateful that he's been a master for a long time, but he's allowed me to grow next to him. He went from something of a father figure to an uncle figure on the second movie.
To a buddy.
To a buddy, it's true, to a brother. You know, sorry, so that was a long-winded answer.
No, but when you approach excellence, like to portray a character, sorry, I'm really nervous at these things, and I'm like the nerd reading the questions. How do you approach a character like Marty? Yeah, no, but when you do a movie about sport, and you have to portray again excellence, like as a ping pong player. I mean, that's pretty. That's a point too. It's pretty specific.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you have to portray on screen someone that is the best in the world as a ping pong player. That demand a tremendous amount of preparation.
A tremendous amount of preparation, but as you said, I feel like I find myself in these roles, and you know, ping pong is a metaphor in this movie. I feel like it's really about being an artist and being shut down 1,000 times. And you know, I look at your early interviews in Montreal, and there's a tremendous amount of humility in the interviews, but also to achieve a movie like Dune, I know your confidence has to be on a level that's insanely high. And it's one of the exciting things about talking to Denis tonight. I feel like Marty Supreme is about ambition with no disguise. It's just ambition. And what I've loved working with you, or even going back to these early interviews, the amazing thing with Denis, I've said in 1,000 interviews before, but he's a good man. And I feel like with genius artists, there's usually like a very selfish, there can be a selfish component. And you know, I thought maybe that's why you hate Marty Supreme or something. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm kidding.
It's not with Marty Supreme.
You always told me to work with the Safdie brothers. For 6 years you told me to.
I'm a major fan of these guys, and Josh Safdie and his brother. But
we were doing COVID, we went to see Tenet together when we did the Budapest Inn, and Denis said to me, "What are you going to work on?" I said, "I think I'm going to do this table tennis film with Josh Safdie." And you never flinched about table tennis. You said, "You got to work with Josh Safdie. He's a great filmmaker."
No, they are like amazing filmmakers, and the work you did, both of you together, is truly astonishing. I was so proud of the film. Watching you and the film too. It's an incredible accomplishment. And the thing again to portray, there's like, I don't want to diminish it to the sport, but it's just I always think of it. You have to on screen in front of the camera, perform like if you were. I mean, you play ping pong a lot.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true.
No, but when like a character like Paul is a character that is Paul Atreides is specifically in the first movies is someone more taciturn, or someone that is like the first movie more in the backseat. He will take control more in the second movie, but still someone that is more there to observe and interpret and digest the reality around him. As for Marty, is someone that is directly the opposite.
It's true, and they both come with their great qualities, but I look at my experience working on Dune, like Paul's relation with the sandworm, where in the first movie he's almost eaten by it. And I feel like I barely survived the production simply because to step on that set, I was 23 years old, and you know, we're in Jordan, we're in the UAE, we're in Budapest, and also I was thinking about it on the drive here. Working on a movie like Dune, the size of it, there's days where a lot is demanded of you and some where, and I didn't know how to navigate it the first time. I think anyway, so in the second movie, he learns how to ride the worm. It's a little bit where I found myself. And on the third one, I'm not giving anything away plot-wise, but I feel like I really knew what I was walking into, and I felt your generosity in that way. So if Marty Malger's driven towards excellence, it's obviously not where Paul Atreides finds himself in the third movie. I won't say too much about where it's going, but I did feel, he's gonna kill me, you guys shut the fuck up.
The thing is, as you rightly said, the books have been written 65 years ago. Spoilers.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah, but there's a certain level of paranoia on set about the script pages and stuff, you know, they don't want anybody to leak. But no, I feel like, you know, I don't want to give too much away and the collaborative process is private, but I felt I was coming off Complete Unknown and Marty Supreme, and I felt like I had a certain level of confidence coming off those projects. It's delicate when you're working with someone like Denis, you know, what a treat for all of us tonight. I don't know how many people are coming tomorrow night too, but we get Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan on back-to-back. These are like the two masters. We get a lot of masters working, but to me, they differentiate themselves simply at the size of the budgets they're working with. They still are on the same worm of their films, you know, they're still riding the wave. And I felt Denis on this third one, I feel like he would help me through the first one, and the second, I feel like this time he really allowed me to continue blossoming artistically. And
It's
I'm
so
very
sweet
grateful.
because it's true, but and it's you know, for a director, this would be the probably the only time in my life that I will have the deep privilege to witness an actor, an artist growing in front of the camera, and getting more and more confident and evolving. And I did see you grow and artistically. And for me, it's quite a privilege and truly a unique and amazing experience. And to see, because you have always been tremendously talented. You're like a diamond and a brute, and a diamond brute, but to see how you learn to own the space and to become a lead and own the space on the set, and I truly saw an incredible evolution between the three movies. And it's true that the three films were a different experience and a very
For
interesting.
me, they were entirely different. And again, without revealing too much anecdotally, but what's going No, but, shit, what was I going to say? I don't know.
The worm.
Something about the worm.
Well, okay, I would go back to what was planned. Okay? When you're acting, are you interested by control or more by the control or by accidents? Meaning that when the camera rolls, is it something for you that are you excited by the unknown of something that could burst and surprise you, or you're more reassured to see when you look at yourself that you were in control of what you were doing?
Yeah, practice a million times, so in the moment it can be totally free. And I think what can get lost in a movie like Marty Supreme is because the humor can be so accidental at times. People think maybe it's juvenile or it's all improvisational. It's really not. You know, Ronnie Bronstein and Safdie, they were very precise about their words. So I feel like I want to prepare to death, but then I want ultimately, you know, an opportunity to be free within it. That's why I love the speech that Lisa gave speech in the second movie. And I remember when you came to set that day, you were finishing another scene, and then you had a little bit of time that night, and I said, hey, I've kind of thought about this, you know, and I could see, we even talked about this on part 3 a lot. You said it's nice when a spark of an idea is valid, whether it's from an actor or production designer or whatever. And also there's the humility to go, all right, if you say that's a bad idea, you know, it's a bad idea, I have to leave it behind. But you know, I think things can be accidental and organic, and it's one of my favorite things, I think, in part 3 again. But it was to learn the tone of the movie, you know, and go, okay, the plot has to move forward here, and Paul Atreides is the central character, but where moments can get snuck in that feel really impromptu, in a movie that's futuristic, it's not, I think as an audience you really connect with that. You go, whoa, this is lived in, you know?
Yeah, that was a journey. You know, we spent a lot of time together. But yeah. There's something about it, there's all the process acting. So there's something I like is what happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. So that's why
I know, I keep going near it, so I'm sorry. I'm the one that's doing it. Yeah. No, see, you're right. What happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen.
No, yeah, I know. I would talk about our process together, but I don't know if how much you would be happy about that. No, but it's nice. It's nice things. I want to I feel your. No, but I read something interesting the other day because I'm a victim of that tonight. I wear the Marty Supreme jacket, which I think is awesome. But, no, but I read that and I love that you said that for you, the marketing of Marty Supreme was a personal act of creativity. It was not a gimmick or something, it's something that you truly believe, that, and it was a way to express yourself. And I know you made that short film where you see the character coming out, or yourself coming out of that box with balls, ping pong orange balls. And it was very, no, it felt like a contemporary performance, video performance. And so it's something that, because I felt that also already with fashion, that you express yourself. Of course, your main job is acting, being an actor, but you also love to express yourself to different medium like that.
Absolutely. I mean, these films are commercially oriented, so to do things that are purely an art feel or a performance art feel, I feel like it's not even part of the job. It's like, you know, it's where my creativity or my expression is taking me. Honestly, seeing how your creativity and the things that come to you on set and the way you're inspired too, you know, I feel like as an actor you'll lose your mind if you stay in that box, or if you think of yourself in that box, especially in Hollywood, especially if you like to be told where to stand, what to say, how to say it, be fearful, not want to, you know, misstep and misspeak, and you gotta keep pushing and push outside that box. You know, Greg Fraser helped me shoot that video, and I wouldn't have met Greg if it wasn't for Dune. So yeah, these things I felt like expressions, and it's one of the things you know, stepping on Dune 1, I had no clue, honestly, what was happening half the time, and by the third movie, you know, a director can have a singular vision of the story, he's in communication with actors like myself, but then, like with Denis, he has this masterful crew. There's Jackie in the costume department, or Greg Fraser, or Linus in the third movie, and he's kind of like being captain of the ship at the same time. Anyway, I don't know if I'll ever be bold enough to actually direct something when you're around artists like yourself or Safdie. I want to step outside that box, you know, and push myself.
Do you think you will direct a film one day?
You look, man, you set the bar way too high, man. That'd be tough to be on set with me, yeah.
No, but isn't it something, because this will to express yourself outside of the acting zone, is it something that could appeal to you? Or?
Yeah, but you know, I feel like there's so many minds and non-success stories in that regard. The joke I made on stage with Richard Curtis is I don't want to do a sepia tone, shaky camera, independent film, and there's a bunch of lens flares. Anyway, not to be disrespectful, but like that, you know. But maybe one day, we'll see. Yeah, he'll produce it.
I will.
If I can get a name on it, I'll co-sign.
But that's coming. When we did the 3 movies together, the difference with Dune and other projects is that you add 3 movies to work on the same character, seeing the evolution of this character, and did you, because we had chat together about this, but were you able to project yourself or to construct an arc out of each movie? Not maybe the third one, because we didn't know at the time we would do it, but is it something that you had in mind as you were building the character?
No, definitely 2 and 3. Like I said, the first movie, I literally, because I had shot, you know, I didn't really understand that the part 1 and part 2, I really feel like the arc is unresolved at the end of the first movie. It's untraditional in that sense, the lead character, and then really the second movie fulfills it. I think the third one, I've totally had that experience, you know, and it was very clear to me what the story was we were telling, and very moving, because I felt like I spent the most time with any director with you, the most time with any crew, with the crew of Dune, so I felt like it was kissing something goodbye. We also did these films rapidly. It hasn't maybe felt like that in the releases of them, but it was quick, and I finished them at 29. You know, they come out when I'm 31, but I did them in my 20s, and you know, I had a great joke and metaphor to make there. I'm not gonna say it. It's like the way the movie ends, the way the book ends is the way you know, my career is like how my career is leading me. But I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. just know I was going through a lot on set that day. I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
It's not true. One thing at a time. No, but Benicio del Toro said something one day that I really love. He said, it's not filmographies, it's biographies. Yes, Dune would have been 7 or 8 years of our life, 10 years for me, but together we still, it's
No, you were unlikely to work with someone as much as you work with me. I always tease Denis about that. I'm like, this is, I'm it, baby. I'm like, this is, that's it. And in memoriam, we're next to each other. My friend. Us, whatever, the arms around each other. But, no, I mean, yeah. Ah, shit, what did you say there?
I need to find the answer because I'm a director, but the time-wise, are we okay? Oh. Huh? 5 more minutes. All right. So. Okay. Here's a more like a trivia. Okay. Is Paul something that we asked throughout the trilogy is whether Paul is leading or being carried by forces larger than himself? I'm reading the question because I wanted them to be in proper English so we can understand. As an actor, how do you hold the tension between agency and inevitability?
Wow, I mean, it's a great question, and that's where I feel, you know, the French-Canadian humility is going to clash with my American hubris here. I'm half French, but I'm half French, so I kind of balance it. Here's the thing, I feel like as an actor, you can get put in a box or whatever, and it's hard to push against that edge. It's harder, further than that, to work with someone of your caliber, even at 29, come on set and go, hey, I have an idea about a scene, you know? And so, you know, to resolve that question, I feel like I'm not carried along by any forces. I feel like I'm pushing exactly how I want to see. I'm pointing the way, like Paul Atreides says. And that's why that rocket's up there. Because I feel like that's me in the rocket. I'm fucking, it's a straight shot.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this your right?
Yeah.
This is a Timothée Chalamet icon?
Yeah, exactly. It took me 3 minutes on an iPad. You know, that's like, the more I answer that question, the more I'm going to dig a hole for myself. But no, I feel like that's my job as in 2026, in the position I'm in Hollywood, no matter how cringe that sounds. I'm like, no, I'm going to show, A, that you don't have to lose your mind, and B, that you can kick ass for all the choices. I'm 30 years old. I walked in here, people were screaming, Lisan al Gaid. You know, so I have like, you know, exactly.
Hey, don't. That must not go to. Don't do that. Don't call him Messiah. Because we're.
You did it to me, man. You did it to me. You want to set me up.
Hey, just to finish, I just have a question I always wanted to ask you. It might be to find it silly, but see, I think you have like an ability as an actor also to play with fashion. Kind of genius, a bit like David Bowie. You had such a confidence. Is fashion came before acting or in the same time, or is something that you learned through as you grew? Because it's really an explosion of creativity too.
I don't know. Before, I mean, you know, it's like the video of Rick Fraser, like you said. They're all means to an end, you know. And no, I mean, I have no good answer for that, you know, because.
Here it is.
Here it is. Hey, let me say one more thing though. This is amazing to have Denis here, man. Like, what a treat. And let me just say one thing before.
Thank you. I'm here for you guys and for him. I mean, I'm in the editing room right now. We're knee-deep into the cut of,
so the fact that he left the editing room.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just because I keep love you.
No, and I appreciate it, man. And like even the last thing we kind of skirted around, he's like, oh, you want to, you know, let people into the kitchen too much, whatever. Basically, without saying too much once more. But I've had this unique experience with this man, and hopefully we'll get to do it somewhere else. I know you gotta get a British guy for next one, blah blah blah. But
you're French and everything. You're not British.
Hey, he's pitching me. Let's go. But the first movie movie, I was like a tadpole. The second one, I was growing. This third one, to the degree of, you know, things of your private opportunities, he allowed me to blossom. And I'm very grateful for that, to have a tremendous artist like yourself. You didn't have to do that. You're such a good director. You could, you know, you could have blocks.
Merci, mon ami. You're very generous with me.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on everything, and touching wood for what's up.
Hey, let's see, man. Come on. If you're a member of the Screen Actors Guild, no, I'm kidding.